is great. So you mentioned earlier that we were doing this tech conference back in September, and we're in our Ecamm headquarters. Everything is going along swimmingly, and all of a sudden, Cox Cable decided to just not work in the middle of this important event. There's a couple thousand people like ready to see what's going on, and normally these things happen. It's a blip. It's a 5 minutes or 10 minutes blip or whatever. No, it was like the whole rest of the day. So I streamed the entire second half of a multi-thousand person conference with an iPhone 12 because Speedify kept it going.
You saw part of
Really?
it? Cool.
Nice. All right, we are famous. You want to say hi to everybody? Now you're on the video. It's a wave. That's the camera right there. Nice. All right. We are going back to look at this guy's house. And it has a lot of white lights. It's nice. I like the wreath. Oh, we didn't notice what's going on in the basement window. It's snowing.
Some takeaways are, first guys, get started. If I look back at my original lives, they are awful. They're terrible. But we all start somewhere and we all get better. And every time you go live and every time you get on camera, you're going to get a little bit more comfortable.
There he is. Hey, Kristen.
Fine. I think that's where you've got to be a little bit creative. You've got to kind of jump through the screen, and the only way you can jump through the screen is, I think you've got a Peroni like I do.
I do have a Peroni.
And in a few minutes, I think, or maybe now, we're going to open it, but we can share the exact same beer together and we can talk about it. And all of a sudden now, we've reached each other at a deeper level.
But it was like a hard drop. Stream ended. Concurrent viewership halved or thirded. Is if you lose internet connection, even if you have a
Brutal
dedicated,
how fast they go. Yeah.
they'll switch to Netflix. There's too many entertainment options. So I was sitting there like the first time it happened. What can I do? And I looked over at my backpacks of the gear that runs on Speedify. You paid for a year of it. You can use it on any computer or device. So I just pulled out my one of several hotspots I have, hooked it up, cranked up Speedify, and it has never been a problem since.
And lo and behold, you've got one microphone in there, you've got two dongles in there, you've got an Ethernet there, and you've got Wi-Fi running on the thing as well. If only we had some software that we could bond all those signals together and broadcast over. Hey, guess what we did? We started using yours. Others I don't think are available, but we haven't used others. But what we did was we used the Speedify software at a command line level. So it's not running a whole UI which is starting to drain resources. It's really very, very base level. And the really clever people at the BBC got it all working. And we're now presenting whole programs every single day of the year have been presented using this technology. All our weather reports from our weather presenter are done on them.
We're actually at an hour here, but if you don't mind, I'm happy to keep going.
I mean, this build's going to be done in like a minute, so. But here's the build. I don't have a power cable, unfortunately, or I don't have one readily available, but this is what it looks like.
Nice.
Good to go.
We're using software like Speedify to bond our internet connections. So we're using both the iPhone 12's cellular connection, and it's connecting to this Android phone in my hand and using its Verizon connection. So hopefully we get good video even though we're walking around in West Philadelphia. We also talk about stuff like, how to run your business with live streaming. And I think Nate's gonna have a lot of insights. You gotta slide over that way. You're about to walk on the railing. A lot of insights because he's Welcome to Speedify Live. I'm Alex.
I'm Barb.
And we are at Gateway HorseWorks in, where are we, Barb?
We are in Devon, Pennsylvania. Malvern, Pennsylvania, right down the street from Devon, which is where the famous horse show is. I'm close. And we're at the fabulous horse farm. I'm going to meet some very interesting characters in a minute. Let's we're going to head over and meet Kristen.
Yeah, let's head over and meet Kristen. So we're live streaming. Actually, let's talk about tools for a second here. We're on an iPhone 12 on a gimbal, which is why you're hopefully getting some steady video here instead of the shaky stuff people usually get off cell phones. And we're using Speedify to combine the connection of both the AT&T cellular in the cell phone with the Verizon off the hotspot on this phone in my hand. So hopefully you're getting good quality video despite us, being out in the country with the horses. So that said, let's go say hi to Kristen.
I'd like you to meet Kristen de Marco, Executive Director. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Welcome.
And would you like to explain the farm to everybody in our audience?
Gateway HorseWorks is a nonprofit organization which incorporates horses for mental health treatment of people.
Wow, that's amazing.
Fabulous.
Yeah, so we founded in 2015. And it was really kind of born out of this need for more mental health resources in the community, because a lot of times traditional can fall short or be rendered ineffective, especially for people. And so sometimes we need to get out of that kind of traditional four-wall therapy and step into our bodies. And he might drool on you because he just drank some water.
Okay.
I can see that face.
So who is this guy?
This is Disney. Disney was the first horse to join our herd.
You're the OG. How you doing, bud?
Exactly. And he has his they've been rolling around playing in the mud all day. So he has his great fly cover, eye cover here, and it's just because he is really light sensitive. So it just helps him, like horse sunglasses.
Hi, how are you?
So you can see through it, right?
Exactly.
Thanks for welcoming us here.
Yeah, so I don't know that he'll let me take it off from here, but he has bright blue eyes, so he needs this to be able to protect his eyes. Yeah. So
keep the microphone close to her.
So Disney joined us, and he's one of our.
You started it all?
Yeah, but he's one of our 6 horses here, and most of our horses are rescue horses. So they've come from all different walks of life. Some have been rescued from slaughter. Some have come for having formerly been surrogate mares. And some have come from therapeutic riding centers. So they get to have a different life where there's no riding here.
Here there's no riding, correct.
Right. Yeah, all of our activity with the horses is based on the ground. And this is Willow. I love that everybody's coming to check in with you.
Yeah.
So friendly.
Yeah.
Hi, Willow.
Willow is a standard bred, and she was a racehorse.
Really?
And she was at slaughter, facing a really uncertain future. So she's able, at her 25 years young, able to come here and work in our mental health sessions with our licensed clinician and our equine specialist.
It was a good year, wasn't it, Ryan? I already feel calmer.
Yeah?
Just with them next to me. Hi, Willow. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
So we hear that a lot from our clients, and we work with individuals and families here at the farm, and we run a number of community-based programs. So we treat people that are experiencing anxiety, depression, eating disorders, addiction, PTSD, and trauma. And so we work with children, adolescents, adults, and families.
I like the families. I'm thinking this for like a family trip would be very nice.
Yeah, a lot of families are dealing with a lot of stress and mental health issues, specifically now, in the pandemic. I think it's challenged all of us, really, to face our own mental health and wellness. and yet sometimes talking about it, like I said, could fall short. So
a typical session would be about a half an hour, or
typical sessions are with individuals are 50 minutes, and with some of the groups we run are 90 minutes. And each session has a licensed mental health practitioner and an equine specialist. And based on the treatment goals of our clients, we invite them to do different activities with the horses where the horses become metaphors in their story. And so the way that we kind of project our emotions, feelings, and interpretations and ideas onto the horses can really help us reconstrue some of our challenges or goals. And then we can kind of bridge those learnings and insights and awareness back into our everyday life.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions? I don't need to
Yeah, so we're live here, so the audience can ask questions. So Jackie says hi. And
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
she's a horse lover and she's looking forward to this.
Hopefully she feels calm just watching
Yeah.
it.
So if anyone has any questions for Kristen, just
Fire away. I'll do my
ask
best.
them in the comments and they'll show up in my phone and I'll read them.
How many years have you been doing this?
So I got certified to do this work 11 years ago. And I started a company right closely thereafter, but I was finding so many people that wanted access to this innovative mental health treatment couldn't afford it. So it was then that myself, along with the board of directors, founded the nonprofit so that we could really make this accessible to the community. And one of the ways that we've done that is developing these free-to-participant community programs.
Oh, nice.
So we run programming, for example, on site at the Chester County Prison, supporting reentry. We work with justice-involved youth and dependent youth in Chester and Montgomery counties. We do drug and alcohol recovery programs in partnership with Recovery Centers of America. We work with veterans at the Coatesville and Philly VA hospitals. We do work with different residential programs and Crime Victim Center. We also work in different ways with Penn Medicine doing grief and bereavement.
That must be so
So
rewarding.
So we got two things here. So Jackie says, Barbara, I hope you get the chance to smell their breath. No breath smells sweeter. I'm going to have to trust
like
Jackie on that.
I think
Yeah,
that's
we'll
my
trust
friend
you,
from
Jackie.
Australia. Hi, Jackie. She has a good sense of humor.
And Bana asks, so what did you do in the height of the pandemic?
It's a great question.
Good question, Bana.
Yeah, like every other, pretty much company or organization, we locked down. That meant that we still had to be caring for our horses 24/7. And that became very challenging, specifically with funding and fundraising. But very soon after lockdown, we were able to start our sessions again. And we even did some virtually where we had the horses on live stream in the pasture. So that was the kind of innovation that we were able to bring. And that has translated to be able to work with youth who may be in a shelter, maybe not be able to be on site. So we'd be able to bring technology to the farm. Because we're outside and the surges were always masked, we were able to be one of the first in-person mental health treatment facilities open to seeing clients in person again.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so Bana's next question was whether you do virtual streams, and so you've done at least some. Do you do anything else?
Yeah, we do. And even some of our clients that have, gone away to college, and are trying to have the opportunity to still be with the horses and connect with the treatment team, we're able to continue to do that. So it's kind of revolutionized the way that we think about incorporating the outdoors onto our screens.
And you'll continue, correct?
Yeah, it's still a service, but obviously, as you can see, nothing's as good as the in-person.
Yeah. This is an odd question. Do the horses, if you put the screen up, do they interact at all? I feel like my dog does not recognize anything on the TV. But I see other dogs who seem to bark at the things they see.
I don't know that I've done enough of an experiment to be able to tell you, but we also have a gimbal, and so we can use our gimbal, or we have a tripod for our phones, And the technology on the phones is so great now.
Yeah, it really
that, you know, as long as you have your software updated, you can really, you know, do a lot. And I have those portable battery packs, and which I think that we're using now. So, so it's kind of great to be able to combine, you know, this really holistic, natural, you know, embodied approach with, you know, the 21st century.
All right. Steer's wondering, do you get any celebrities either coming and visiting or sponsoring you, or?
Not as of yet, but like hook us up with some sponsorships of celebrities. But in terms of our clients, we never talk about our clients because it's protected health information.
Of course it is.
So not yet, but we're hoping. We're hoping we get a celebrity. How cool would that be? Although the horses would treat them just like they treat anybody else, which is what's so cool about animals, right?
Absolutely.
They don't care what kind of car you drive in, what your job title is, you know, how much money is in your bank account. They care about who you are in the moment. And it gives us a clean slate that we don't really get anywhere else.
But because we're so close to Philadelphia, they are fans of our teams, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah. They bleed green. Don't worry.
So Victor's asking, does horse therapy work well with developmental traumas?
There's all different types of, you know, equine therapy. It's a really broad term. And that's good because there's a lot of different ways in which horses can help people. But it can get kind of confusing to try and figure that out. And there are a lot of nonprofits that are incorporating horses for people with developmental challenges and people who have different physical challenges as well. And that can be really helpful in a riding aspect. That's not what we do here at the farm, but there are great programs like Thorncroft Equestrian Center just miles down the road in Malvern who specialize in that.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Bond is asking again, how is the internet out here?
Well, that was definitely one of our first things when we were looking to buy a farm. How good is our phone signal? It's actually pretty good.
Oh,
we have
good.
a couple
Yeah.
of bars, I think, right?
Yeah,
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
I did the
I have
live
two.
stream.
3.
There you go.
I got 23 megabits up on my
Okay.
phone just before we started.
But
so.
I do have to tell you, when you guys came in, I said, we have a lot of Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
We have 3 boosters outside, and we don't want to be without our signals and Wi-Fi if we can help it.
Half a mile up the road, it looked like they were putting in fiber optics.
Oh, really?
Is that what that was?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
There's-
Maybe
yeah.
I
There's
should.
There's a big orange machine putting something in the
Yeah.
ground. and
Oh, boy.
That's what it looked like to me.
Okay.
All right, so Kevin is asking, how do the horses help stroke patients?
We don't work with stroke patients.
Oh.
So we're working more with people with different mental health issues. You know, really focusing on people that are challenged with, you know, things like anxiety, depression, PTSD, different trauma.
Stroke
But
patients tend to have like depression, though.
if
So
they,
could-
you know, if we're looking at more of like a physical rehabilitation, that's not something that we do here, but there are other programs that do. But if they were really feeling emotionally challenged by some of those newer limitations and they were looking for more mental health treatment,
Gotcha.
then they
So
could
not physical, but
definitely,
mental health.
you know, benefit.
Willow.
And listen, this isn't a panacea.
Yeah.
It's not a cure-all. Like anybody that tells you that is bananas. But this is just another tool in the toolbox.
So who's that little guy?
That's Nova. That's Nova. Nova is our pony here. She looks like she's just taking a rest. She's 13 years old. And we always get the question, is she full grown? And yes, she is full grown and very furry right now. And they're all muddy. They all had a good roll in the mud. But Willow is particularly interested in this whole experience here.
Hey, Willow.
Yeah, hi Willow.
What's happening, bud?
All right, Victor is asking about how does horse therapy work when you have a client with addiction problems?
Yeah, so it really depends on the individual, but you know, a lot of people are looking to work on relationships that may have been,
With
you know,
trust.
broken in because of challenges with addiction. And so trying to figure out how to go back into the world and to build those relationships, to build trust, you know, to set boundaries, to work on accountability, can be really challenging things just to talk about. But here, what we get to do is we practice that. And we use those metaphors and symbols to do that with the horses, because the horses don't offer trust and respect and accountability from go. Right. You know, you have to work for it. And it's really similar to people. You know, if those things have, you know, fallen down because of addiction, that, you know, the skills that you work on building trust with the horses, and then combine that with the treatment team of the mental health professional and the equine specialists who really help clients process that and come to new awareness about, you know, building trust or setting boundaries. You know, thinking about, you know, every time I'm thinking about a client that was here and really talking about trying to become more willing in his recovery program. And every time he walked up to the horse walked away. Okay. And he would take a few more steps and kept going. And he spent almost 90 minutes doing that in his session. And when we checked in with him, he really talked about, you know, that he didn't give up, that he kept coming back. And he saw that over time that the horse became more willing to let him get closer. Oh, that's and awesome. We said, you know, what is it about, you know, taking time? And he said, well, it's going to take me time, you know, to become willing, but I just have to keep coming back. So really kind of building that awareness is something that you can really feel in your body and kind of access the experience here with the horses, you know, and it really sticks with you.
All right. So we are now number 2 on the Twitch Travel and Outdoors category, awesome. Which means several hundred people just are watching because we showed up on one of the top videos to watch. Hi. So maybe we should take a second to, we're here with Kristen de Marco at Gateway HorseWorks.
It's a mouthful.
And
we're in Malvern, Pennsylvania.
In Malvern, Pennsylvania. I'm Alex, this is Barb. So hey, we are live. If you ask questions, you know, in the comments underneath wherever you're watching, they'll show up on my phone and I will ask questions.
I'll do my best to answer them. I don't know. I don't pretend to be the know-all of all of this, but I'll do my best.
There are 6 beautiful therapy horses here, spread out.
Yes.
And Victor is asking how we're streaming this. So I'll answer that real quick. It's an iPhone 12 on one of those DJI Gimbals. So that's why it's steady and not shaking around and getting decent video. And then for internet, we're using Speedify, which is connecting on the cellular in the phone to AT&T, and the Wi-Fi, it's connecting to this phone that's on Verizon, its hotspot. So we're streaming over both AT&T and Verizon at the same time, which is why we have a hopefully good internet connection. Obviously, I can't see what you guys are seeing, but
but let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Tell us how we're doing. All right, cool. Other questions? Yeah, somebody was asking how many horses, but I guess we just answered that.
You know what I was going to say was when I heard about Speedify, I was really excited thinking about all the people that the farms like us. Did you have something you wanted to add, Willow?
Willow's very excited by Speedify as well.
Yes, ask that question. But what I was really exciting to think about is people in really rural areas getting internet access. Like, can you share with me about how that works?
Yeah. So it lets you, combine different internet connections, and if you're at the edge of a wireless connection, even if you only have one connection, it can really fix things up, fixes them automatically. So there are a lot of people who have like DSL or something, right? Or even the new Starlink satellites, right? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's terrible. And so by also, connecting a cell phone, even if you say, hey, the DSL's cheaper, it'll try to use that first. And if it's not good enough, it'll use a little bit of cellular. And so between the two, you can end out with much smoother faster internet.
That's really cool. So exciting.
Thank
We
Thank
never
you.
have to be without internet on farms
Exactly.
again.
That's the goal.
So I can listen to my Spotify podcasts everywhere.
That's
Here
right.
comes one.
Uh-oh.
Perfect.
Wow, someone's in a
You're put
hurry.
on a show.
This is Disney?
This is Disney.
That is Disney.
Here comes Dallas.
Oh, look at Dallas. Hi.
So Kane was asking if you could explain
Hello.
again
Hi, Disney.
why Disney is light sensitive and what's going on with this mask.
Disney.
Yes, so Disney has a condition that's called head shaking, and it affects some of the nerves in his head. And so one of the side effects of this issue is that it makes him very light sensitive. So that mask that you see over his face, a lot of people put them on horses to keep the flies off in the summer. Clearly it's not summer. But it does have 90% UV blacking. So it really reduces the light and keeps him from getting a headache. So, and he kind of looks
And he has
cool.
blue eyes too.
And he has blue eyes, so you
Just
know.
like us, they're
yeah,
sensitive.
lighter eyes can be more sensitive. So, you know, they're moving all around. They want all the they want to
do want
answer
the
some
attention.
questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can totally see with the mask on. So, as you can see, he's
So they're herd mentality
Wow.
like us, which is kind of nice. I guess that's why
Well,
the therapy
excitement.
works too. 'Cause
yeah.
they can read us and we can read them.
Yeah, and they also have these great relationships with one another. Dallas is showing you how to get really dirty in the mud. Doesn't that look like it feels great?
It does.
But yeah, they live in these family-like
Dallas.
units called herds. And they each have a different role in the herd. They have these really, deep, meaningful relationships with one another. And in terms of how that works for people is that, therapeutically start thinking about our own stories about what's happening in this herd. How does this family get along? We saw some teeth on and standing hind legs, and we might ask our clients, how do you characterize this family?
So is he a silly son?
Is he the silly son? I'm going to put that back on you. And how does his silliness impact the others? So I would use your words and ideas and start building them out so that you start telling your story and your perspective through them.
So do they have any specialties? Like, do some work well with certain types of mental illnesses or anything like that? Like,
No.
No?
You
Hi.
guys are doing great.
They are. They're so friendly.
No, they really react and respond to people in the moment.
You love the attention.
And like I said, they haven't read anybody's files. So, they have no preconceptions about who we are. They read our intention,
really awesome,
energy in the moment, and they reflect that back to us like mirrors. So,
Hi.
what do you think, Dal? He's a handsome fella.
Hi, Dallas. Who named you that? Huh?
He came with it.
You came with it.
He was Dallas from Dallas.
That's okay.
That's all we know.
That's all right.
He
You're
does
here
get
now,
a
that's
lot
all
of
that
flack
matters.
for it
I bet he does.
in Eagles territory. He gets a lot of flack for being named Dallas. But occasionally we have a Cowboys fan that is very bonded to Dallas because of that. So,
Right.
or they don't hold it against him because of that. So.
So how close can you get to them? Do you guys let people go in with
Yep,
them?
yep. And if the clients want to, we usually do most of our sessions out in the pasture, but sometimes clients, might feel afraid.
Mm-hmm.
They might feel worried because
They want the something between them, pretty much.
yeah, and so we allow our clients to take care of themselves physically and emotionally, and we talk a lot about safety here, because what may feel really safe for me may feel really unsafe for somebody else. And so if you think about different mental health goals, feeling safe is really important. And so if a client wants to stay on this side of the fence, we of course and we talk about, what is it about this space here that makes you feel safe? Well, there's, like you said, there's something between us. And what is it about something between you that keeps you safe? And so we'll start having the conversation, right where we are. And, a client that we were seeing earlier today, the fence became, her metaphor for a boundary. And,
Nice.
and, there are things on the outside that can hurt us. Because we were inside with the horses, she said, but the fence helps keep them safe from things that can hurt them on the outside. And so, all these can become really important symbols in our client's story.
So do most of your clients come here? Or I know you mentioned something about like certain correction facilities. Do you have to bring them to them?
So most of our clients come here. Right now, our only off-site program is on-site at the Chester County Prison Complex.
Which is awesome. I think that's a great program.
Yeah, so 2 of our horses travel there weekly, unless we're in a COVID surge, and then we can't go during the surge in order to protect the residents, since we're out in the community. And so, they go there, and we run a full-scale mental health reentry program.
Fabulous.
Site, yeah.
And gets good reviews and all?
Yes. What's really exciting is that we just finished a 5-year outcome analysis. And so, after 5 years, recidivism rates are sky high, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. But after 5 years of tracking clients that have gone through our program in reentry, we have an 8% recidivism rate, which is dramatically lower. It's really due to the participants. We provide, the medium, and they do the work. So it's really exciting to know that horses, are really helping people in their own mental health and wellness, as well as, having, innovative mental health services. So we're really thrilled to continue that program and hopefully grow it to more sites.
You should be.
And the horses love going to the prison. They have a big, different pasture that's lush and green. They march right on the trailer. They love it. They absolutely love it.
So Jackie is asking about you, Kristen. Like, have you always been a horse person, and what led you on this path to helping others via horses?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have been in love with animals ever since I could remember. And I think my sister, was a horseback rider, and so I just wanted to do everything to be like my sister. So I got involved with horses when I was 8, but I stepped away from them so that I could go off and check all the right boxes in life. But when I was going through divorce and a really hard time in my life and I had a new baby, I found my way back to the barn. And I was asked to rehabilitate a horse who had been abused. And it was a really powerful parallel experience. He was healing me as much as I was healing him.
Absolutely.
And it was at that same time I heard about horses working in mental health, and I was fascinated. I was like, these people are doing what I always knew horses had done for me. But there was this professional framework and model that they were doing it in. So I went to a training on a whim, and I was the first person to raise my hand to go in as a client in this training. And it sounds trite, but I had this really profound experience. So I got certified to do this work 11 years ago, and now I've been doing it anywhere I could ever since. And I always joke, I like to throw it back in my family's face that told me I could never make a living working with horses. Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Amen, Disney.
So what are those on his hoofs?
Yeah.
Those are called bell boots, and I always joke that hi boots. It just keeps him from flat tiring himself. You know how the kids step on the back of the heels of the other kid? Yeah. So he can sometimes, when he's running fast, as you guys saw a few minutes ago, he can step on his feet. So he has all the protective gear on today.
Disney.
And Boots is
Hey, Boots.
Boots is trying to give a shout out as well. Hey, Bootsy.
So tell us about Bootsy.
So this is Boots. He's our lead mousing officer here at Gateway HorseWorks. He's going to play coy, like every cat should. And Act Philly, they have a word for cats with different behavior issues that maybe not be able to be adopted in traditional settings. So he came here a little over a year ago, and he's...
Lucky duck, because this is beautiful out here, really.
Well, we're pretty lucky to have him. He is an amazing lead mousing officer. He fulfills his duties excellently. When he came here, we couldn't touch him, but he's come a long way. You still have to be careful around him, though.
Now, I saw him down there at one point. Does he ever interact with the horses?
He does. He lives in the barn with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they keep their distance from one another, but they're kind of always together. So.
But they're housemates, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They seem to be okay roommates. So, but he's a funny cat. He's probably down there hunting. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. So maybe towards the barn, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay,
Anything else to see around here?
Sure. There's a lot of construction happening. And that's Jordan. Jordan's our operations coordinator.
Hi, Jordan.
How many people with the crew here to keep us operating?
I think how many do we have for a crew? Five plus we have the most amazing team of volunteers.
And you're 365, 24.
Well, that's us.
24/7.
That's
right?
staff. Yes, we operate 365, 24/7 in order to provide the best care for the horses and you too, Boots. And then, we have this amazing group of volunteers. Some are weekly, some come for volunteer events at the farm. And then we have, there are 6 board members. And we have a whole advisory board, too. It's a whole community effort.
Look at what you've built.
Well, it wasn't me alone. I just had the crazy idea. So, but that's the kind of cool thing about a nonprofit, right? It belongs to the community. So, it's a community resource.
So how large is the farm?
It's a little under 15 acres. And it used to be a working alpaca farm. But now it is the home of our crew. So, a generous donor family heard that we had lost our lease. It actually ended up on the front page of the Enquirer in Philadelphia. Read a little bit about us, and they decided this generous donor family decided to purchase this farm so we could call home.
Very nice.
So I'll turn the lights on here. Oh, they're on. But you can take a walk through and see this beautiful old barn with definitely some new stalls and new floors, and
it's in great shape.
It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Oops.
Careful. We have to
How
have
do you say her name?
Rimtiana.
Very
Yep,
pretty
and
name.
she's in here actually.
So look around. Let's get a tour of the stalls and stuff.
There's Willow's.
Some beautiful work went into
real barnyard doors.
All the stalls are cleaned and ready for the horses to come in and
it is warmer in here too, you're right.
Yeah.
You would automatically feel it being a little.
Yeah.
Hi, Fanny.
Yep, this is Fanny. She was one of the mares adopted from New Bolton Center. She's having her dinner.
You're so pretty.
And this is Rimtiana.
I love her name.
Hi, Rim.
Hi, Rim. How are you?
Want to say hi?
Hello. What a pretty name you have.
Yeah, so Rim is a thoroughbred. And so she was bred to be a racehorse and ended up being a surrogate mom and having babies. And now she lives here with us. And she's our biggest lady.
So none of the horses here breed anymore, right? Once they're here?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, not anymore. Nope, she's retired from that.
And they don't ride, right? Nobody rides them?
Nope.
Oh, that's a great
They just get to be themselves.
Yeah. No, I love that.
So she lived out in a pasture with, a big herd of horses. And we thought, well, is she going to adjust to being here and be able to like having a stall. Oh my gosh, let me
Seems
tell you what.
fabulous, yeah.
She never wants to leave her stall. She's like, look at my nice room. She has like the end unit.
She does
you
have
know,
the corner office.
Exactly. So they each bring like a very unique personality, just like people. So different clients really gravitate to different horses. And, you know, we let them be themselves. We make sure they get plenty of downtime away from clients. To
And
just
vet care and all that stuff.
to just spend with their
Hi.
friends in the pasture. They are all just got their vaccines this week, and they got their teeth done for their dental, you know, care.
That's where I'm
And
going tomorrow.
they got their oh no,
Yes.
hopefully not a big one.
No,
Yeah.
just a cleaning.
And they, you know, obviously get their farrier care, which is getting their feet done. So, yeah, it's, you know, I think it's one of the things about caring for horses is still really, you know, and having access to them is still really an elite experience, as well as innovative mental health. So that's why, you know, for you know, for clients who may not be able to afford access to this, because this, you know, is expensive.
It's expensive to keep your own horse.
Exactly, that we can kind of remove some of those barriers. And here's Nova coming in. They're coming in, getting ready to eat their dinner.
Don't let us stop you guys. Come on. Oh, there's the chief. Hey, Boots.
With the escort. Boots with the escort. Yep.
So how old is this? Is this farm?
I don't know specifically on the building of the barn, but we think it was in the 1800s that it was built.
It's a fabulous shape.
Yeah, it's just been renovated, so it's really great. And Jordan helps us with the horses every. She's like between Jordan and I were the main caretakers, so they're like our family. And Jordan's like our family. And Jordan left a corporate job, as she says, to come play with horses.
And you miss it so much, don't you?
Especially
You can
on days
tell
like
it.
today.
Yeah, you
like,
can tell
man,
the
I wish
truth.
it wasn't an option.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
we're not buying it.
Sarcasm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Part of the Great Resignation,
Yes,
right,
exactly.
Jordan?
That was the forefront.
Life is a journey. Good for
Exactly.
Hi. What's up, Willow?
She's waiting for her friends to come in. Doing her mom pose in the nice sunlight. How about those whiskers?
So who's
huh?
the oldest?
Willow.
Willow's the oldest?
At 25.
Aw.
Yeah. So what were the first questions that you you know, they explore the planet.
Let's go outside.
So, you know, but they've been in specifically, you know, working in mental health has been since about 99.
Okay. That's when they realized and started doing
Yeah, that people started thinking about kind of stepping out of the box and, you know, trying something new. And I think, you know.
And it's natural, which is fabulous. I mean, it's just, that's so important.
Yeah, I think we know about the benefits. They're well researched in wilderness therapy. and nature-based therapy, and we know just about general wellness, about being outside.
How's
right?
it being received with like Western medicine and stuff like that, though? 'Cause we-
Yeah, I think right now there's still, a growing but small body of evidence that is really promising. But still more is needed to really help make it more accessible to more people. But right now the practice is outpacing the research because there is such a need
Such demand.
for mental health services. And, so many people, like I said before earlier, is just falling short, that people get stuck. So everyone from therapists to inpatient facilities to justice settings are really trying to step out of what we have all been doing for so long and seeing what else is out there.
And seeing promise.
Yep.
Corrections numbers already. That
Yep.
5-year study, so.
Yep, and for a study done with the drug and alcohol facility that we partner with, and clients that came to the farm for part of their treatment completed inpatient treatment at 3 times the rate of those who did not, and completed a full course of treatment at 49% higher than clients who did not. So
That's
it's
great.
pretty
You're getting great reviews then.
significant, for clients to be able to come to the farm. So
Yeah, definitely promising.
yeah, for
How
sure.
about with children? How's that going?
Yeah, we
Your
we
programs?
do a lot of work with children, and it's really akin to kind of a play therapy, which is often implemented for children as well. And so we do a lot of work with the county specifically to work with kids who've experienced trauma, and again, those outcomes are really promising. Like close to 80% of the kids that are justice involved that go through our program aren't rearrested within 6 months of discharge. So there's a lot of stuff happening and more research that's needed to understand the black box of what's happening for us as humans. What is the real mechanism of change? And so we have some ideas and guesses about that, but we're hoping to partner with some bigger research universities
And dive
to
deeper
understand
into it.
more. Yeah. Yeah.
So Jackie is asking, do you work in conjunction with riding for the disabled type of places?
We certainly refer a lot of people back and forth because, like the local organization that I mentioned earlier, they may have some client that's really struggling more with like a traditional mental health issue that they might refer to us, and vice versa. If somebody who's working with us has completed treatment really wants to take riding lessons, it's great to refer them. There's lots of different modalities and benefits out there, and it's important for people to learn more about really what works, for you and kind of what goals you're trying to achieve, and then really do your research about organizations that have really good values, standards.
Oh, great. Gloria's asking, are we really filming from an iPhone with Rode mic? Yes, we're filming from an iPhone 12 Pro, and we have a pair of Rode mics here. One's on my jacket and one's on the end of the stick there.
That must mean it's good.
Yeah, I think it's working.
It's really this beautiful out here too.
It's coming along. Uh-oh. Should we go bring some of the horses in?
Yeah, let's go bring some of the horses
right.
in.
That would be fun.
Let's go do it. We'll go bring them in with Jordan.
So you mentioned bereavement counseling too.
Yep.
It works with. What does it do with that? I mean, just the.
So it's really just focused on the different treatment goals of the kids. So we take, for example, our horses to a bereavement camp. This was pre-COVID, and the kids, we invited them to use some finger paint and to paint what they think the horses are feeling on the inside, on the outside. And there were all different feelings and colors and emotions, and we were inviting them to really think about, like, what do you think it's like for them to walk around now with all those feelings on the outside? And so we were really kind of using their feedback and ideas about that to really start to help process their own stuff. Well, sometimes it's really hard because I just keep everything inside, a kid may say, you know, but really I'm feeling like that. And so, you know, it can just be a helpful way to get, you know, really new information. Whose ear is tough? New information and ideas.
So it's usually with children then, with that one in particular?
Yeah, kids and families.
Hi.
So let's see, Disney. Should we do a big reveal
Uh-oh, here we go. Let's see them peepers.
Let's see. Sometimes he doesn't like his mask coming off, so I'll go slowly. Let's see. Do you have a clean face or a dirty face under here?
Okay.
There we go. It's our handsome fella.
Yeah, those are very pale blue eyes.
Good boy, Diz.
Hi, Disney.
Can you say hi to everybody? All right. Should we
Hi.
walk in, guys? Here we go.
What's up, bud?
He's looking at your mic
Handsome.
like, is that a carrot?
No, I did not bring a carrot. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We don't allow hand
horses.
feeding.
That's kind of why I didn't bring anything.
Yes.
I
You're
thought
very
about it.
wise.
And I know you're not supposed to do apples unless they're cut off, but I'll come back and visit you with some food, I promise.
That sounds good. So I'm curious to the people that are watching if they've ever heard of this type of psychotherapy before. I'm asking you guys a question.
Yeah. Someone says they want to see Alex ride a horse.
This is
And
not
they
a
are gonna
riding
be
farm.
disappointed. Sorry.
I like it. Good try.
I like that it's a non-riding, actually, farm.
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
like about that?
I like that you just let them have a happy life, and they look very content. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's something to be said for letting them be themselves.
Yeah.
Gloria's asking about horse therapy and kids with autism that have sensory-seeking behaviors.
Yeah, there's a lot of organizations, you know, around the world that do that. And there's an organization called PATH, that it's PATH, that you can look up online and find an organization near you. And we're certified in a different model, but PATH is a great organization for that to find the right
It seemed
program.
like in the doorway it failed, but you were
So is
okay
that
when you were all
where-
the way in, so just go in.
Dallas is gonna come right behind you. Come on, Disney.
Hi.
I'm just gonna move his hay.
So is this it? This is the time of day they usually head in for the night?
Yep, they head in for the night and they'll get their. Jordan's gonna prepare their dinner. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Jordan. We kind of laugh that we're kind of like the lunch ladies here. But Jordan's gonna prepare their meals, and as you can see, everybody is ready and has
they are.
eyes firmly planted on Jordan.
And they're early risers too, right? What time do they start their day usually?
Oh, they get they'll get another meal after this at about 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, I thought this was it. Okay.
Nope, they'll get another meal at 10 o'clock. And then they'll get a meal starting at 6 a.m.
Woo, you guys are busy. Yeah.
Now, these big animals
They keep you busy.
need a lot of food.
High maintenance.
Yeah, exactly.
So someone's asking, have you considered using horses for autoimmune therapy as well?
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I'll have to read more about that. He's giving his big yawn. He's gonna try and do his trick. Disney, do you want your medicine?
Oh,
yes.
how cute.
Good boy. Disney, are you ready for your medicine? Disney, you want your medicine? You want your medicine? He's not gonna do. He's focused on Jordan right now. He's making up all the dinners. Everybody's very excited at dinner time, especially Nova. You see her down there.
You look like you're ready for a nap already.
Yes. So after they eat their dinner, they'll usually take a little snooze here and go to sleep. So, but they'll get up for their later feeding, and we just give them a little bit of hay at 10 and check on their health and well-being, make sure everybody's feeling okay, make sure they've had enough water, all those things. Disney's hamming it up for the camera, as per the usual. Store parts of ourselves, and I don't think we get enough of that, and so to be a part of that moment with clients is such a privilege, and something I never take for granted.
You shouldn't. It really is relaxing.
I have enough about it, but I have heard about it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the cool thing about this field is that it's growing so rapidly. And there are practitioners that I know about in 45 countries around the world doing this. And there are over 3,000 people certified to do this work just in the U.S. So it's really gaining a lot of traction, and people can really now house upstairs right there. Can you see that?
Yeah,
we have
I
another
see it.
booster
I
there.
guess the camera can't, but all right, we
and
got
then
wireless
we have
links.
another. I'm probably going to say the wrong thing. I can tell you all you want about horses.
Go ahead.
But technology, not so much.
You're doing great so far.
There's some sort of router in the top part of the barn.
Yeah.
And so that when you're inside the stone bunker, that you have a signal.
Right.
But
Okay.
it took some solving. It took some solving to do. But it's kind of nice because then your phone doesn't ring when you're in the barn, which you don't really, when you're in there, you don't really want to talk to anybody.
No, you
For this medium,
Absolutely.
probably not great, but
right.
yeah,
You don't even think of using your phone when you're out here. Is that beautiful?
just to take pictures.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been here for an hour, so I think we're reaching the end of our stream. So thank you very much, Kristen. This was fantastic.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
speaking
us.
for
We're so
everyone.
We'll be
grateful.
back. I
Yeah,
promise.
we'll be back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, so a little later than this stream. We're going to talk about van life. Lots of people have
Sign me up for that.
packed up, gotten in RVs, vans,
Left their
figured out their
jobs.
internet, left their jobs,
Yep.
or at least doing it on the road. So that's the topic for next Tuesday. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. I think that's it.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
all your
Kristen.
questions.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
I'm so
everybody.
grateful.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.